Hello aspirants, welcome to the Hi-Fi of the Day, Daily Current Affairs by Alchemy IAS Institute. I am Suhas. We are going to discuss the 5 most important topics from the news which will be relevant for your UPSC civil service preparation. Can vulture help prevent pandemics? Yes, they can. Vultures have a unique feature like different from many other birds. Vulture act as a public health guardian. How they do this? They swiftly removing the carcasses of dead animals and reducing the risk of a zoonotic disease. Like zoonotic disease, like origin from an animal. The disease origin from an animal. Zoonotic spillover they can uh, like prevent. For example, anthrax, rabies, Clostridium, botulinus kind of diseases can be prevented by the vulture. And their decline, over 95% of vultures got declined from if you count from 1990s in India due to the use of diclofenac. Diclofenac is an anti-inflammatory drug that given to cattle, and when the cattle dies, when vultures are eating the cattle carcasses, this diclofenac medicine, diclofenac reaches in the vulture's body, and their internal organs get damages. Their kidney, liver got damages, and that turned into biodiversity loss, into public health challenges. So why vultures matters? What are the ecological role of vulture? They keep the landscape clean by consuming animal carcasses and prevent spread of deadly pathogens and break the chain of disease transmission to humans and animals. And in public health role, prevents spillover of zoonotic disease and reduces need for costly disease control measures. Once the disease got spreaded, it will be tough to control. But vultures prevent the spread of these diseases. And the population decline of vulture due to the toxic veterinary drug called diclofenac. And diclofenac is banned, the use is banned in India, and the conservation programs remain underfunded and fragmented globally. India has designed many moves to protect the vulture, like a vulture restaurant. Vulture restaurants means the safe or as like that meat which is not contaminated by diclofenac. This pure meat will be given to vultures. We'll create an area which the vulture can come and eat. We'll give the non-contaminated or like safe meat for vultures. They can consume it without having the risk of getting their internal organs damaged by diclofenac. And the infrastructure risk like poor waste management and livestock carcass dumping worsen the problem. Like even though there are many like measures by the government. What is India's approach? India's approach is we have a national plan for vulture conservation 2016-15 aim to recover the vulture population and emphasize on one health approach linking the environment, human and animal health. And the proposes mapping habitat carcass disposal sites and zoonotic hot spots. And the Central Asian flyover is important for vulture, like their migratory corridor connecting 30 plus countries. And India's vulture populations are a part of this corridor, that Central Asian flyway corridor, and international conservation is essential for vultures population. So how they prevent the pandemic? By removing infected carcasses quickly, vultures cut off the disease transmission chain, and carcasses dumping attract the stray dogs or rats, that potential disease reservoir, and the protecting vulture is cheaper and more effective than fighting outbreaks later. So that much important vulture is for our safe living. India's opportunities: use vulture conservation as a public health investment. We can attract public health investment, integrate human animal environment surveillance, and reduce time from detection to responses, and foster regional collaboration under one health framework, because vultures are a migratory species, like 30 plus countries are connected, and could make India a global leader in biodiversity, linking the health security. NASA's discovery of potential biosignature on Mars. First of all, what is this biosignature? Biosignatures are objects or substances or structures that may have a biological origin formed by living organism, like a biotic organism. Excuse me. If you look at the timeline, 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover exploring Mars since 2021 has dictated the strongest evidence yet potential biosignature. And 2024, the finding comes at rock sample named Sheva Falls, investigated in 2024, and in September 2025, the discovery has been published in the Nature. That's why it is in news now. So, what Perseverance found in Mars? They found the rock samples at Sheva Falls contain clay and silt, known as the preserved microbial life of life on Earth, and organic carbon, surplus oxide ions, the rust and phosphorus. So these things are building blocks of life. And the chemical pattern suggested that electron transfer reactions, which microbes uses for energy, that is a biosignature. There can be a presence of microbes or life on Mars. But this is findings are a potential biosignature, not confirmed yet. NASA cautious about give caution about it. And similar chemical structure can form abiotically also, like without a presence of life also, non-biological process also, and more detailed laboratory analysis in Earth is needed to confirm this. When I've heard about the Puri Jagannatha temple and that Rath Yatra is so famous. What is the historical and religious significance of Puri Jagannatha temple's Rath Yatra? It's held annually at 12th century Jagannath temple in Puri, Odisha, and dedicated to Lord Jagannath is a form of Lord Krishna, along with his siblings Balabhadra and Subhadra. So all these three deities will be used or is like presented in the Jagannatha temple yatra and considered one of the largest religious gathering in the world. That's why it is important and known as a Mulapeta, that's original seat of Jagannatha worship. And the timing of this Ratha Yatra will be in the month of Ashada, June, July timing. And the second day of the bright fortnight, the Shukla Paksha of the Ashada mark the start of this Ratha Yatra. And the Yatra lasts for 9 days. What are the rituals and events? There will be Snana Yatra for bathing of the deities, and Ratha Yatra will be that deities are taken the grand chariot and Gudija temple and stay at the Gudija temple. That deities remains there for a week, and the Bahuda Yatra means returning on journey of the deities to the Jagannatha temple, and Shunabesha, the return of the deities, are adorned with gold ornaments on the chariot. So why it is so unique? It is one of the not one of the largest ritual gathering in the world. And unlike other Hindu deities, Jagannatha is worshipped in the form of wooden form and replaces every 12 to 19 years. And non-Brahmins, even foreigners can participate this Ratha Yatra. That shows the inclusivity of this ritual. And the festival symbolizes unity, devotion, and the equality. Kachativu Island in the Park Strait. It's a small 285 acres uninhabited islands in the Park Strait between India and Sri Lanka. In 1974, India-Sri Lanka Maritime Boundary Agreement says that the sovereignty of Kachativu Island ceded to Sri Lanka. And the dispute remained concerned because of the fishermen. They used to, like sometime when during the fishing time, the Indian fisherman crosses the border. I mean, they reach the Kachtivu Island. Kachtivu Island actually they use to park their trawlers and getting rest and all. When this passes this, it's actually like passing the territorial waters of Sri Lanka. That's a problem. Fishing rights of Tamil Nadu fishermen Park State waters. That was a ritual. Sorry, dispute. So what is the debate? Debate about livelihood and conservation. Tamil Nadu and northern Sri Lanka fishermen historically share the Park State waters, and the mechanized bottom trawlers for fishing that damages the seabed and coral reef and shrimp habitats. That's a concern. And Sri Lanka banned bottom trawling in 2017, but violations continued by the fishermen. And Tamil Nadu small fishers depends on these waters suffered a lot because of this. And the legal and diplomatic dimensions, that United Nations Convention on Laws of Sea stress the equitable use and the conservation of maritime resources, and the FAO Code of Conduct condemned the destructive practices like bottom trawling. Conservation is important, and India's 1974 agreement said that recognize Sri Lanka's sovereignty cannot unilaterally revoke because it's a kind of a sacrosanct principle, pacta sunt servanda, because it cannot be revoked unilaterally, like it can be revoked only with the consent of the Sri Lanka. An Indian court in Madras High Court ruling that upheld the Sri Lanka's right over the Kachativu fisheries. Vahana Mitra scheme. It's not a central scheme, it's a scheme of Andhra Pradesh. This provided financial assistance to support poor and self-employed transport workers like auto rickshaw drivers or like small transport vehicle drivers. And assistance of 15,000 rupees per year direct finance support will be given to them. The purpose is help the vehicle maintenance, insurance and fitness certificate and reduce financial stress for small transport workers, and social justice and livelihood support is another dimension of this program. That's all about the